Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content tonight, I'm going to show you exactly what they don't want you to see. In fact, they're so brazen about destroying the gun world through lawsuits, they're openly telling you right now this is how they're going to do it because there's cracks in the armor. Yeah. Everything I'm about to show you is going to be linked in the description box below. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And let me hear from you in the comments. And with that said, let's get right to this because I want to know about these cracks in the armor of the Second Amendment and how it's going to be destroyed. Let's dive in. All right, so this is something written by Jacob Gershman. Legal shield for the gun industry is starting to crack. Gun control advocates try to find ways to get around a federal immunity law that protects firearm companies. Well, at least we're dropping the pretense. Gun control advocates try to find ways to get around federal immunity law. I mean, it's really... Come on, guys. You're trying to circumvent existing law to get your little goodies that you want for gun control, all the while ignoring the law which is on the books because it's a law. They're saying it right here. It can't be more clear. But let's continue because we've got a few things I really want to show you about these crazy cracks. And then at the end, you might be surprised where it actually shows up. The gun industry faces a growing threat of civil liability over gun violence despite a federal law intended to shield manufacturers from costly lawsuits. Now that's called the PLCAA. That's the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. That is what's preventing all the gun control groups from suing the gun companies and gun manufacturers out of existence. If a few of you are really dialed into it, the Mexico lawsuit is where it's kind of running into now. The gun controllers effectively stepped outside of the United States, formed a separate group, partnered with the state of Mexico, and now they're suing gun manufacturers in international court. Started in international court, then went local to the United States. But this is the whole point. This is the whole game. They're trying to cheat you out of your guns and your gun rights because they want their way, and law prohibits them from doing it, so they're trying to circumvent it. At what point does it just become obvious, just illegality? Anyway, let's continue. The gun industry's exposure to negligence and public nuisance lawsuits was once assumed to be largely settled. Now, the issue looks destined for Supreme Court review. Oh, please, let's do it. Let's dance. I cannot wait to see you there. This goes to Supreme Court. Here's the dirty little secret. They'll get smoked, and then this door will be shut for them forever. The gun controllers don't want you to go to the Supreme Court with things like AR bans and mag bans and PLCAA violations, because then they're running out of things that they can try again because they can't get it done. That's the dirty little secret. They've got 5 doors right in front of them. Mag bans, AR bans, Ethan's Law, let's say suing manufacturers, and insert other one here, red flag laws. There we go. Any of these fall, now they got 4 doors. The more they keep pushing, which they have to, then they got 3 doors. Before you know it, look at that. They got 1 door. Weird. Anyway, this is what they're up to. Because they'll always tell you guys, you just have to know where to look. Quote, "It's not this cloak of immunity that everybody originally thought it was," said Philip Bangler, a senior litigation counsel with the Brady Gun Violence Prevention Group. Brady is the same group that led the lawsuits out of Indiana, the Gary, Indiana lawsuit, and Everytown for Gun Safety is the lawsuit or the group of origin for the lawsuits against Glock from Chicago. They're all doing it. There's one in Michigan where they're suing ghost gun manufacturers for something that had nothing to do with, but Everytown's doing that one too. All they're doing is using the legal system by partnering with existing blue states. That's all they're doing. But anyway, let's continue. Because this stuff right here is all about where the cracks are emerging. The SHIELD law appeared to tamp down the financial threat by limiting lawsuits to a much narrower range of claims. A plaintiff now had to show that the manufacturer knowingly violated a law applicable to the sale or marketing of firearms or prove that the misconduct directly caused injuries alleged. That last little part, sale or marketing, does that ring any bells? Like, for example, the Glock lawsuit where they want all of the marketing. They want all of the sales numbers. New Jersey jumps on. Ellison in Minnesota jumps on. They all keep jumping on. Pennsylvania jumped on because they want the raw data. Even though the lawsuit's going to fail and they know it's going to fail, they want the raw data. That's the payoff because then that gets disseminated against all the gun control organizations, and now they've got more fodder and they use the lawfare system to do it. It's exactly what they're doing. because they know the PLCAA is ironclad. They're not going to get around it. Hence the Mexico lawsuit. Hence the lawsuits in civil court. Hence, just give me all of your stuff and then I'll go away. It's exactly what they're doing. But speaking about these cracks that I've been alluding to the whole time, let's get into Mexico a little bit, shall we? New plaintiffs emerged from a rash of mass shootings, and gun violence prevention groups have assembled more information about firearm distribution practices in criminal gun markets. See what I just said? And now, Mexico. To prevail, Mexico will need more proof that the companies aided and abetted trafficking, said Timothy Litton, a law professor at Georgia State University. Whether they can produce the evidence remains to be seen, he said. It's not an easy task. It's a difficult case because it does not exist. The entire premise of all of these lawsuits is that the gun manufacturers, in the Mexico case, aided and abetted trafficking of firearms across the border. That's one. And then on the other side, it's, well, you contributed through your misleading marketing to young, vulnerable adults that where they would actually shoot someone because of your product. Thin ice doesn't even begin to describe what these guys are on, but that's not the point. The point is they keep on pushing and pushing and pushing and using and abusing the lawfare system, or the legal system, some used to call it, in order to get all the criteria and all the things that they need to do more and more pushes. They are on a fact-finding mission by using the law system in order to get more and more goodies. While the lawsuits might go away, what happens in discovery is what they're really after. They're not stupid people, but they sure as heck are nefarious, and that's what I've got for you guys. Are the cracks emerging, guys, or do you think this is just one big game just to get more goodies? Everything we linked. Let me hear you in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. I am ready for this week, and I will see you there.